Coming to the another aspect of the arguments that the district magistrate, while dealing with the petitioner, had considered those aspects also which were not relevant and germane to the detention order, and that he had also considered extraneous materials. We find that the said argument is well founded. The grounds for detaining the petitioner emerged on 25th January 2009, on which date it was alleged that the petitioner started protesting against the murder of Manoj Kumar Gupta, which had occurred on 24/12/2008. While detaining the petitioner on the said ground before consideration of his past history and criminal cases pending against him for more than 2 decades ago were totally irrelevant. From the counter affidavit filed by the district magistrate, the criminal history of the petitioner has been filed. In the said criminal history, 3 crime numbers are of the year 1984 and 1 each are of 1985, 1991 and 2004. The district magistrate looked into those criminal histories while dealing the petitioner, which had definitely affected his subjective satisfaction, which fact is well perceptible from the perusal of the grounds of detention. The detaining authority had recorded in detail those criminal histories. The crimes which were committed in 1984 could not have been repeated after 25 years, and the grounds of the detention does not indicate that those crimes were repeated in future. It is very clear that 3 of the crime numbers 479 of 1984, 484 of 1984 and 481 of 1984 related to one and the same incident, which were never repeated again during the course of the year 25 years. In such a view, we are clear in our opinion that the district magistrate had taken into consideration non-existent state materials while detaining the petitioner, and his consideration makes impugned detention order vulnerable, not liable to be sustained. Ground that the petitioner was having a criminal history and was involved in many cases was a non-existent ground. The date on which state-wise protest was organized by Samajwadi Party, all those incidents which occurred prior to 1.5 years had already lost their efficacy. It is recalled here that under the preventive detention law, a person can be detained only for a period of 12 months. In such a view, passing of detention order for an incident which occurred more than 12 months ago is not a justifiable legal exercise. If a person cannot be detained for a period of more than 12 months, it indicates that the legislature itself was of the opinion that the effect of a prejudicial activity can remain only for such a period of 12 months. Preventive detention is not punitive in nature. By detaining a person, he is neither convicted nor punished. The law of preventive detention has got a statutory purpose for forbidding recurrence of activities detrimental to the public order. If the legislature thought that the recurrence of the activity cannot take place after 12 months passing of a detention order on such an activity which occurred prior to 12 months is not sanctified by law. Further, it is to be noted that since the purpose of preventive detention is not punitive exercise of power under the Act, therefore cannot be with such ulterior motives. History sheet of a person is relevant only for determining reasonable prognosis of his future conduct as to whether had the tendency to repeat the crime or not. But this does not authorize the state to count even on those incidents where no live link between the activity and the preventive detention order existed. In the present case, gap of 2 decades had completely snapped the live link between the detention order and the grounds relied upon by the detaining authority, which grounds had definitely affected his subjective satisfaction. The purpose for which detainee was detained had no nexus with the disturbance of elections way back in the year 1984.